Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, and I just noticed something in the sky.
Yeah?
How close are you to here?
Is it a butterfly?
Yes, it's definitely a butterfly. I
I'd be a lot
I
closer if the elytra ever worked.
I think the lava has been brought back to us.
Oh.
Oh, whoops! I hit the wrong button and I fell off an edge. When you get back here, we will discuss what it is that is up in the sky. Are you here?
I'm flying in, yeah.
Oh, I was like, I don't see you anywhere, but oh, you're on top of it.
I made it. Yeah, what is this?
I don't know if the intent is that we blow it up, or
Is there TNT somewhere?
I mean, I have some in my inventory.
Oh, I don't think we're supposed to blow this up. What's it supposed to be, though?
I'm not 100% certain.
Oh, it's a cone!
Okay, or a penis.
No, definitely cone.
Okay, definitely cone for sure, cone. PG stream, cone.
No, I mean, I'm positive it's a cone.
It's
a
like
traffic
it's
cone.
like a traffic cone.
Yeah, cone dodger.
Who?
Cone dodger. The guy whose lava we've been fucking with.
I'm kidding with you.
Okay. There's a note too. Lava shouldn't be preserved in buckets. It should be seen. The Lava Preservation Society. I don't think he spelled preservation right there.
Well, then
Preservation.
Serveration.
All right. All right.
I'm gonna try to make some an anvil because we need another anvil.
I keep meaning to AFK. Dang it. To give us some more glowstone. Wonder if any fairies have done that for me. They have not. Wonder how fast it is. Probably not very fast at all. So did you vote?
I did. I
Oh,
went
good.
and did the vote today, the good old vote. And it was actually like in and out of there in like 10 minutes, maybe.
So let me ask you a question about this. And we may have discussed this before in the last election. But so I take my grandma to vote every time. And since she's handicapped, she does the curbside voting.
I've never heard of such voting, but go on.
Oh, really? Yeah, handicapped people don't have to get out of their car. They'll bring a ballot out to you.
I don't think they do that at my voting area.
Really? You just, if you can't get out, you just can't vote?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't, when I walked over there, because it's like right around the corner from my house, when I walked over there, I saw nothing that indicated that there was the possibility for handicap voting.
Huh. How does this thing work? Do I have to beat a certain spot?
Jesus, oh my god. I just got myself trapped in the corner. I'm probably going to die. Ooh,
You die a lot.
Well, I like moved backwards and I didn't realize like I was getting myself trapped in a little corner of our like hole digging over here, but I got out of it. I'm good.
Do I have to go up the water to make it work? Do I have to turn it on? How does this thing work?
You have to open up the gate and get in it.
Oh, this. Do I have to turn it on?
Where are you at?
I'm at the witch farm.
Oh, at the witch farm. Oh, I have no idea.
Do I have to get in it or something? How does this work?
I don't know.
Ah,
Did you drop off those picks by chance?
that would have been smart.
I got an efficiency 2 I'm using. It's not that efficient.
I'll bring them back. So people in my memory are saying they remember this conversation. So I feel like we've definitely had this conversation. But I will have it again anyways, just to see if maybe your opinion has changed. So yeah, anyways, did the curbside voting. And whenever I get there, they always say, "Oh, no, sir, you don't need to go in. You can vote here with your grandmother. There's no reason for you to get out of the car and come in too, even though you're not handicapped." And then they bring out a form that you have to sign in order to vote. And the form says, "I solemnly swear that I am unable to leave my vehicle due to injury or handicapness or something like that. I don't remember the exact word. It's not handicapness. You know, but anyways, I swear that I am unable to leave my vehicle to go in and vote, and that's why I'm doing curbside voting. Any like abusing this or lying negates my vote, basically. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not though. I could totally get out of the car and go in and vote. And they're like, well, no reason for you to do that though, because because you know your grandma's voting in the car, so just sign here. I'm always like, feel like you can negate my vote then though, because I'm totally not handicapped.
So we've definitely never talked about this before. For one, because I said I didn't even know about curbside voting. So
okay,
I can tell we didn't ever talk about this before. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the rationale? What does it matter? Even if you are able to go in, but
I think they want me to get the fuck
voting
out of the handicap spot as soon as possible. I put the pics in the chest for the pics.
But no matter
so
what,
I don't think
you still have somebody who would need to be in that handicap spot. It's not like
right, but see, if they
up.
give me and her the ballot and I do it, then we leave. But if I go inside, I get in a long ass line. She does her ballot, and then I'm still inside. Know what I'm saying?
Which, like, I'm glad that they're letting you vote with her, as opposed to, hey, you can vote right now, but you also got to wait for your grandson, who's going to be, you know, 2 more hours while he waits in the line to vote. That would kind of suck.
Right. I mean, I agree. I'm glad I get to do that whenever I take her to vote. But it does just seem weird that I'm agreeing. I'm basically lying. I mean, I'm not, because I'm not unable to get out of the car. And I asked last time, and I asked this time too. I'm like, well, that's not true though. And they're like, well, it's okay.
I mean,
Oh.
I don't know. I didn't know curbside voting was a thing, for one, and for two, I can't understand why it would matter. It's almost one of those features that you could almost argue is a requirement to allow it for everybody.
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, no.
No.
If that, I mean, in that argument, that would be like saying that anyone should be able to park in a handicapped spot at the store.
Well, no, that's not true, because you're parking in the handicapped store to still partake in the exact same services that everybody else has the ability to partake in.
Well, not really. Like when you go inside the store, you might get a motorized vehicle that's not supposed to be used if you're not handicapped. I don't think
it's technically illegal for somebody who's not handicapped to drive one of those motorized vehicles.
Well, I don't think it is, but it's frowned upon.
Sure, it's frowned upon. However, you don't go to a restaurant, park in the handicap spot, and then get this special, like, seat that's out in the parking lot.
I mean, there's definitely different rules for handicapped people. There's definitely different rules for handicapped people all over the world.
I agree there's different rules for handicapped people, and as there should be. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be, but I almost think it's one of those things that you could, in theory, argue that what you're signing is probably not legal to have to sign.
Well,
so apparently, like, they were talking on the radio
legal
this morning when I was going to work about the fact that I guess it's illegal for anybody to offer, like, any of those companies or whatever that offer any discount for you to show that your I voted sticker. That's illegal.
Really?
You're not allowed to give any type of incentive for voting. No, despite which way, it's just an incentive for voting because it could be used to, like, coerce people to vote a certain way or something. The way the law is written, like, it is completely illegal to get a discount because you voted, no matter what you voted for.
Huh. I didn't know people actually did that, but I'm learning about this right now, currently.
That people have discounts for that. Apparently, like, Uber and Lyft were offering free rides to voting polls.
They did that last year, I remember.
And I guess that's completely illegal.
Really?
I don't understand it myself.
I don't believe that, because you can offer, like, I've heard them say, like, if there's elderly people in your community, try to help them out and get them there, sort of thing.
But you're not a company offering them a ride that you otherwise would charge somebody else for based on, like, it being a product that you offer.
I don't think that should be a problem.
No, I agree with you. I'm not saying that I agree with this law. I'm just saying that we're talking about on the radio this morning how it turns out that it is actually illegal to offer any type of incentive for voting.
Well, I don't think that's an incentive to vote. I mean, they take you there and they take you back home. It's not like they're giving you a ride to the grocery store after.
You don't know that. What if I told them I lived at the grocery store?
Well, then they'd probably charge you for that part.
But no, apparently the way the law is written, it is illegal federally, from a federal law standpoint, not even a state law. They were even like citing the fact that it was federal and not state on the radio program this morning. And granted, you know, at the same time, maybe they read something in the news that was a misinterpretation of the way the law is actually written. You know, people do that all the time. So they could be wrong, and I could be just spouting like incorrect information as well. Very possible.
It's our responsibility to the people to only speak the truth, Jeff.
You are correct, and we
are basically
up until today's episode, we've definitely always done that. Never ever have we thrown out things that could potentially be false on accident. It never happened before. Today, an exception to that rule.
Today's the first time. First time for everything.
First time ever. I'm curious, how bad is your lag getting? Because I am letting drops just lie where they lie.
I think it's only when I'm near there, honestly. But if I come back,
I've been able to take off with my elytra, like from 1 block high.
Hi.
I'm just saying that since the server updates, I've been good. This whole 10 minutes we spent on here so far, it's been fantastic. Are you getting lag at all?
No, and it wasn't lag. It was like frame rate, but I'm not losing frames either. Well, maybe a little. Yeah.
I am leaving a lot of blocks on the ground right now because I was trying to push the limits and see how bad it was.
But my elytra is working. Well.
So, how long did you have to wait at the polls? Not at all?
No, no wait.
Was there a long line otherwise?
Yeah.
Did you get asked if you wanted to do electronic or paper?
No.
Do you think your voting place had that for people who went inside?
I don't know.
I was quite shocked because they asked me when I walked in if I wanted to do a paper ballot or an electronic ballot. And I was like, I will like electronic, please. And they were like, go ahead and stand behind that line of people. And there was like 2 or 3 people in front of me. But there were like 18 open spots for me if I wanted to paper ballot vote to go fill out my thing, but I still waited in line behind the electronic one because I wanted to see how the electronic one was.
Well, I mean, the thing about that is they're really the same in some way. Like they take your paper ballot and feed it into a machine that reads it and stores it electronically.
Yep, that is literally all that happened. And I was thinking that when I was filling out this ballot on the screen that was filling out my vote. And I did not realize.
Oh, did it then print a fucking thing?
It did.
Then they scanned?
Afterwards, it did, and I was like, "Oh, it printed this thing that I had to take to somewhere else that they fed it into a different machine."
So it's not really removing the step.
Oh, I thought you just said that that's what it was doing. Like you knew that that's.
No, I said that's what they normally do. Like I'm saying that it's all. What I'm saying is it's basically always electronic because as soon as you fill out the paper ballot, they turn it into a digital thing.
Oh, yeah. I hit a bunch of buttons on a screen. It printed something out that I had to feed it the blank one first that they gave me when I walked in. It was just a blank like half sheet of paper. And it just printed out with like all of my picks on it with like little barcodes next to the names. And I had to take that up to the place on the way out, and they fed it into a different machine. That is what tallied my vote, apparently.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
But I was thinking it'd be very easy if I had really wanted to. Have I snapped a picture of that ballot, I would have been able to just replicate those barcodes. I'm sure. It would have been a decent amount of work to do in that little area if I really wanted to like sit there and try to manipulate the system or whatever. But I was shocked that.
But you would have had to feed those into the machine somehow, even if you did replicate it.
Yeah, I would just have to walk back into place and walk over to those people that I had given it to. Like, they weren't paying attention. It was just like, it's a
I see what
room,
you're saying.
and you walk into like one table and they fill out your stuff and give you your stuff. I walked over to the electronic voting machine, and then when I was done, I kind of moseyed my way out toward the exit, which is where this thing was. Like, had I just walked in the door and like circled over to them, I could have just walked in there with a piece of paper. Like, they weren't paying that much attention.
Gotcha.
But I don't think people are currently in this election, going through and doing that. But I was shocked at how potentially easy it looked like it could possibly be. And I don't quite understand why me hitting the buttons on the screen like when I hit the button to say that I was done, that I acknowledged everything that it showed. Yeah, this is all the votes that you did. Are you sure? And when I hit yes, instead of it printing something out, why didn't it just go, thank you?
Right. I mean, that's probably some law that's been passed that prevents only digital recording of your votes, I would imagine. I bet there's some rule or regulation or law that prevents them from doing that. There still must be a paper ballot. Basically, all that's doing is eliminating
me
screwing
filling
up.
out a bubble.
Yeah.
Hanging chads.
You being
no
bad at bubble. Stupid chads. Chads killed a lot of things.
Stupid chads. All chads.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of them. Good thing we don't know any chads. That would make this conversation really difficult. No, I am kind of surprised. I was trying to look up the results when I got home from work, and it kept saying like, results should be, starting to come in at like 6 o'clock Eastern time. And I was like, sweet. And at 6 o'clock, like on the nose, some of the Senate seats rolled through, but the House seats, nothing came through for the House until like 6:40.
That's still early. Like, polls don't close here till 8 o'clock.
I don't quite know. Maybe it's at some point when they decide that it's, past the point of no return that they've.
I always hate that. I also hate how like absentee ballots don't get counted unless there's a close race and stuff like that.
I mean, which is. Yeah, because it's kind of weird because you'd have to weigh the number of absentee ballots you have to know if the number of absentee ballots would potentially make an impact, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You would think this, but I don't think that's what they do. I think they just, all right, it's not close.
Yeah, but it could be close with all those absentee ballots if you have like thousands of absentee ballots and your election is only like 2,000. Swing one direction or something like that. Yeah. I hear a lot of people say that they don't count the absentee ballots unless it's close, but I don't know if I've ever actually seen something that says that.
I mean, I could be wrong. I often am.
Do you think early voting counts?
That's what I thought. I thought early voting was treated like an absentee ballot.
Well, and that's why I was asking. I don't know. Are they treated the same way, or?
I thought they were.
Because I would bet early voting you could do just like normal voting, right? Isn't it just like the polls open early?
I mean, I would want them to be the same, but I don't think they are.
Our whole system is so weird. Like, who comes up with these rules?
What bothers me is that it feels like the lottery industry is better regulated than our voting.
Well, because it has to do with money. Like, directly has to do with money.
Well, politics is all fucking money too.
Not directly. It's all indirectly about money. And doesn't that raise things, raise issues in a different way when something's direct versus indirectly about money?
All the same to me.
Well, I mean, it's like they talk about, employees, and they're gonna cut positions, but that's because that's directly about money. However, indirectly, what you're realizing is that you have to hire more people in lower paid positions to cover that work that you just did and try to like pawn the work off on a different group of people, but that indirectly still raises money or like costs money. But they don't think about it that way from business perspectives when they do layoffs and stuff.
Right. True.
Oh my god, I'm trying to clean up all these All these blocks. We need like a... They need to add in the next update a bag of holding.
Yeah, a backpack of some type would make sense.
Or even a void item.
I feel like that's too magic-y, but like a leather backpack with all the leather. I mean, there's no good uses for leather now.
That's true.
You can't even make fucking saddles. Why can't you make saddles?
You could make leather armor, because that's...
Yeah, that's the only use for this block. It's not a block.
Books.
There should be drums.
You make
Oh,
books.
yeah, there are books. That's true. Shulker boxes suck.
What about shulkers?
Shulker boxes suck, I said. They're not backpacks. Place them down. I want to put it on my back. But I guess that's what you're asking for. It's a shulker box.
Wait, shulker
Which we
boxes
have like 4 down there.
They take leather?
No, they hold things. And
Oh.
they can be transported around.
Oh, but you have to put them down and put stuff in them. I want to just go in there. Like,
I don't want to go in there.
Like if you're
That's
doing
what he said
massive
to her.
digging, I want it to be able to like just void out the extra cobblestone or put it in some bin that I could easily like get rid of.
Yeah, I would like something that I could just like turn upside down and have it pour out sort of thing. Like backpacks are in modded where you can right click on a chest and it just empties into the chest from the backpack.
That would be nice for massive builds like this. Can't believe it's nighttime already. I feel like it just became daytime.
I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention.
Are you still getting glowstone?
No, I there was a bunch over there already, so I just stopped. I didn't want to just sit there while we record and wait for witches. I was gonna basically see how fast it was, but I forgot to check how much was in there before I started, and then I realized that, and I went down and there was a whole bunch in there, so I just took it and left.
Oh, I was gonna ask you, what do you think about the new YouTube interface?
Oh God, that was a nightmare. I went to
Was
go
a
into there the
nightmare?
other day.
Or still is a nightmare?
It is a nightmare. Like I immediately switched back. But the other night when I was streaming, I went to go do something, and like all my unscheduled videos, they just weren't even there.
Oh.
Like, I don't know where. I couldn't even find them.
So they're there, but they're only in the order that they were published.
But they're not published.
Well, that's the problem. If you upload a bunch of scheduled videos or a bunch of videos at one time and then start scheduling them for release, the ones that publish move ahead in the list and bury all of your unpublished videos.
Oh, so I would have had to like scroll and. Well, no, wait, but they had just been uploaded like yesterday, and I couldn't find them.
Oh yeah, they should have been, because what I'm having the problem with is I'll upload like 6 or 7 videos at a time, but I'll still be publishing the ones from the previous upload, so it's all like they're all like intermixed with each other, and it's so hard to tell what's coming up next, and it is. Oh my God, the new interface is terrible. And
yeah, I immediately switched back the moment I saw it.
But you have to switch back every time you open it up.
It didn't do that to me.
Oh, it's done it to me. Every time I go to my videos, I have to switch it back. And it always asks me, why are you switching away from this? Like, what's wrong? And I always like give them, like I started hitting skip after a while, but I've often given them the explanation of how terrible the system is and why I can't find the shit that I'm looking for in there.
Yeah. Yeah. They seem to do this.
Yeah. I'm curious when it's going to go away. So, I don't know if I told you about DirecTV and their update to their interface recently.
No.
DirecTV's updated their guide and their list, which is all your stuff for, your recorded shows and all that stuff. And whatever the hell they did to it, they didn't do, like, testing of it. Half the stuff that you've recorded doesn't show up on the list. If you start deleting other series or other videos, randomly other things that you've recorded that have been sitting there for like, days or weeks or whatever, start showing back up on the list.
That's really weird.
And they've had apparently so many complaints about this. When I called in about something else, I told them at the end of it, after they fixed that error, we had something wrong with one of our boxes. We had to get replaced. And I told you that whole, like, issue that I had with them about them trying to charge me the warranty or whatever. Stuff I didn't know. But at the end of that call, they were like, is there anything else I can help you with? And I was like, yeah, what is the deal with your new update? Because I can't find half the things that I'm looking for anymore. And she goes, oh, let me put you on the list. And I was like, the list?
The list?
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, there's a list of people that we're collecting when they call in to complain about it. They're about to roll out a new update for this that we will prioritize the people on the list first, and then we'll roll it out to the masses after it's like, final update. That was 3 months ago. They haven't changed anything about it since. It's so bad to the point where when you finish an episode and it says, like, would you like to delete this episode? Or if you, like, exit out it early and delete it, you hit the delete button, and instead of going to the next episode in the group that you were looking for, it highlights a random episode of something. And we have numerous times realized we've watched all 3 of these shows already and they didn't get deleted for whatever reason. So we'll go to delete 1, 2, and 3. We'll delete 1 and then we'll accidentally delete a random episode of something else because it randomly highlights some other episode on there. And
that's awful.
I looked at some forums and there's so many people that are complaining about the same thing and it has not been fixed. But yeah, we record stuff and we can't find it. We have to start
really
rearranging, weird. Deleting episodes we decide we don't want to watch to hope it will show back up on the list.
Wow. And is there like search function or anything like that?
The search function does not find the things that it doesn't show you. So
That's insane.
There is a search function. It just doesn't find the things that it wants to show you. It is so terrible, and I can't imagine how a company could put out an interface like that and then not respond.
Just roll it back.
Yeah, they won't roll it back for whatever reason. And I can't figure it out. And then 2 weeks ago, this really pissed me off. And you can read some news articles on it now because apparently it happened to every single subscriber. Middle of watching football on Sunday a couple weeks ago. Middle of a game I'm watching, pops up a thing that says, purchase this game for $49.99.
What?
I pay for NFL Sunday Ticket. I pay for that service because I watch a lot of football. And I was like, what the fuck? The game Julia was watching on the TV popped up the same thing. So we're like, what the fuck? So I got on the phone with DirecTV. Not only did I sit on hold with them for 45 minutes while I can't watch this game, finally, I get to somebody who says...
Probably everybody and their brother was calling.
Oh, yeah, that turns out that that's what it was. We didn't realize that at the time. We had a feeling that that might be what it was, but we didn't, know at the time when I first dialed in. I thought something was wrong with, our account. The guy on the phone's like, oh, yes, we've gotten a lot of reports of this. Just go ahead and buy it, and we'll refund back your money.
Fuck you!
And I was like, okay. I was like, so now that I've missed 45 minutes of the game, because I didn't know you were just going to tell me to buy this thing that I was not buying because I already paid for this, and I wasn't going to get charged a bunch of extra money because if you guys screwed something up.
They probably wouldn't. You'd take a year to get a damn refund, too.
And I said, what, are you going to give me any other compensation? I've now missed half the game. And literally the guy goes, you've only missed 10 minutes of the game, sir. And I said, for one, I've been on hold. I'm looking at my phone for, 45 minutes at this point. But that's not the point of how much time I've missed of this game. This is a special service that only you offer that I pay extra money for. Well, sir, the games aren't that important. You didn't miss that much of it, and
they aren't that important.
I started to go off on this dude. Not only, of course, I'm watching football, I'm drinking, and I was like, I don't give a fuck what you think is important, sir. I was like, I find it important, which is why
I'm surprised they didn't hang up on you if you said fuck.
Hundreds of dollars a year for this service, and I was just going off on this guy. I was so mad, and he was like, well, I'm sorry, sir. There's nothing I can do for you, and I was like, you will notate in my account right now that I will be calling back and demanding some type of compensation for this. And he was like, that will not help. And I was like, I don't care if you think it's going to help or not. I don't care what you think anymore. You will notate this on my account right now. So when I call back tomorrow to bitch, that it is notated on my account. So I made him notate something on my account. And then, of course, I see all the news articles and headlines about how DirecTV is getting massive complaints from all these people because they basically screwed up the one main service that they offer. Because, you know, the DirecTV is the last, or they still have the contract for NFL Sunday Ticket, so they're the only people with that contract. So they're the only people.
I don't know what that is. I just thought football just came on and you watched it. I didn't think you even had to have cable to watch football.
Football's on local channels, but if you want to watch any channels that aren't going to be televised in your market, you need a way to watch them. And the only contract that the NFL has with anybody to do that is DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket. You can illegally stream them, sure. You can...
I just thought you could just watch, like, I didn't know that. I mean, I guess because I don't give a shit about football, but I just assumed you could just watch whatever game you wanted every time.
Nope.
And not pay anything for it.
Can't watch all of them, and unless you subscribe to Sunday Ticket. And then there's a channel called The Red Zone, which is what a lot of companies actually have access to, which jumps between all the games when they're, like, something interesting's happening or when they're, like, in the quote-unquote red zone within the 20-yard line. They will switch over to those games. But it's one channel that you're watching whatever they dictate that you're watching at that time.
Right.
That is available through multiple different cable providers. You can actually buy the Red Zone, but you can't buy the Sunday Ticket, which gets you access to the game. So they really hold the key to that. And it's like, you know, this is basically your last claim to fame. You've been in serious jeopardy of losing this contract for the last couple of years because... but the NFL won't give it up with you guys for whatever reason because people are switching away from DirecTV. They're switching away from, they're cutting the cord, and they want to find a way to, the NFL wants to find a way to still, like, get good use out of these games. So it's probably only a matter of like 2 or 3 more years before Sunday Ticket's gone from them. But they're the only ones that still have it, and they just didn't seem to give a shit that their customers lost it in the middle of Sunday.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
And it costs a lot of money.
How much does it cost a month?
Depends on if you get it. So I've got it now because I'm on some special discount program. It cost me like about $200 for the year, and they put it in 6-month installments. The full price of what we pay is $360 for the package.
Wow.
Per year. So, you know,
it's a lot of money for football.
Yep.
Anyways, we're out of time, so we must go.
All right, guys. See ya.
Bye.